Why is this Game Pass price rise just so scummy? Yeah, Xbox Game Pass, it's, raising its prices again. I kind of thought this would happen. I speculated that in my video when I said the consoles went up the second time. And I said why Xbox is looking to do that. And pretty much the crux of the video is GTA is coming. It's going to be a big mover in the industry. So I wouldn't be surprised if Sony raises it again. Wouldn't be surprised if Xbox rises it once more before GTA comes out, just because it's going to be a market mover. But Game Pass going up, the amounts that it has. So for the Ultimate version, for instance, it's gone up $10 pretty much, to 20 to 30 in US. Obviously, look how much that is in your country. Here in Australia, it went up from $22, which was a bargain in Australian dollars, to $35. So it's really jumped here. And the reason why I say it's scummy, it isn't so much the price rise. This is clearly, and I have a business background, so I do like to talk about these videos slightly differently. And it's just, you can so tell just by like the renaming of some of the tiers, some of the bonus features that have been added in. This price rise was in the works for a while, and they went, how can we get it to this price point? I know, we'll add in Fortnite V-Bucks, and we'll add in some old Ubisoft games, and it will just make it look like there's value there. And we'll change Essentials to Game Pass Essentials to Game Pass Premium. And you know that someone had a fucking hard on in the room when they came up with the word premium, because it's a premium offering. You just know that, oh my god, the lunch that they had bought in that day once the person changed it to premium. They were so happy about it. I love the video too from Xbox, which is just like, it starts off with like, oh, we've listened to your feedback and we're changing the names and giving you some things. Also, disregard the price rise, but we listened to your feedback. So what we've done is we've made everything worse. I don't think that everyone here was telling Xbox to make this more expensive and worse. Like the perk program now is just dead. I think in the Ultimate, the max you can get is $100 a year from the perk program, from the rewards program, sorry. So, and all of that always seemed a nightmare, but I know some people game the system, but like for someone else coming into it, you're just like, I don't even know what's happening here. So that's why I think it's so scummy. It's so clearly done in a boardroom, this whole thing, and it's just not up front. Like the one thing I would say about like the console price rises is like, hey, the price rise is going here. We'll kind of blame tariffs, but we're not really gonna. It was just up front. This is like just boardroom gross, and I just hate companies that do this. You know, obviously Game Pass was never going to stay as cheap as it was before. It clearly was trying to get people on board, to get people into the system and hooked, and then now it's kind of, taking them, away from it, and now you need to make that choice. Much with like every subscription service that has really come out. No longer the days can most people afford a bunch of these subscription services. Like you kind of just need to pick and choose. The way my wife and I do it, we have one streaming service each that we pay for, and then we have one that we just kind of alternate through. So because I travel a lot, I got Disney, she gets Netflix, and then we kind of, alternate between like Prime and Paramount and those sort of things of like, yeah, we'll blast through those shows. Apple's another one. We'll blast through some shows that we want to watch there. Once we're done, we'll move on. I think a lot of people will start doing that with Xbox. It'll be like, hey, yep, new Call of Duty's coming out. I'll sign up for not Platinum, because it doesn't come out on Premium. It only comes out on Ultimate, which was a nice little footnote. Again, they listen to your feedback. So a lot of people that are now changed to Premium, a lot of their feedback must have been, oh, I actually don't want Call of Duty day one. Oh, no, it's not day one, after the year. So, yeah, you guys must have written that into them. I'm so glad they listened to our feedback. I really should title this, like, Xbox is listening to your feedback. So, yeah, so it really is this weird thing now where it's just so scummy and gross. But I just think like a lot of people will just, pick and choose. Hey, new Call of Duty's coming out. I'll get Ultimate for, 3 months. Once I'm done, I'll drop it. The one thing I don't love about it, I'm putting the price rise to the side. Everyone doesn't like price rises. There's not really a video there anymore. It's just like, oh, prices go up, that sucks. The reason why I really don't like this as much is like, it's starting to get into like cable TV bundling, where they give you things for the thing that you actually want, but that means they can jack up the price even more, because they say like, oh, we gave you this sort of stuff. So they say like back in the day when you want to watch like ice hockey for me, or maybe like American football, or soccer's a prime example as well. You need to sign up for some sort of streaming service, but it's not just that. It's like, oh, we'll also give you these 83 lifestyle channels. It's like, I don't watch any of those things. And the reason why I say that in this realm is I don't think there's too many people that are getting Xbox, Pass the Ultimate Edition that want Fortnite V-Bucks, or at the same token are then keen on the old Ubisoft games. Like, I think a lot of the people that are getting this higher tier model are probably people my age that probably don't really play Fortnite. And if you haven't played like Assassin's Creed Chronicles by now, you're probably not gonna. You probably played what you have with the Ubisoft games. I don't mind that they've included it, but a lot of them were kind of on there anyway. So yeah, I don't know. I think it was a little bit weird to see it, and like I was a bit excited because I was like, oh, maybe they'll have some of the older like Splinter Cell titles. No, none of them are there. So I was like, oh, that sucks. So yeah, I just don't love this for this reason. The PC one, which is wild to me. So originally when this first came out, they didn't really mention PC at all. I thought they were staying the same, and I thought that was a really smart choice by Microsoft. Yep, sure, leverage the amount of, I know they're losing this console generation, but get as much money out of the people on the Xbox ecosystem, especially when GTA comes by, and maybe instead of buying games, they're like, I'll get GTA, and then I'll, maybe when I get the Xbox, I'll get a 3-month free for, Game Pass. I'll activate that. I'll forget about it. They'll charge me a few additional months afterwards, and, I might get into the Xbox ecosystem. I get it. I get that. The PC side of things, most people don't buy games through the Microsoft ecosystem on PC. They just either have the Game Pass subscription, so then they can get some games and do some things, and then they still buy things out of Steam. So to raise that price is kind of a bit weird, I guess, because people aren't still using as an ecosystem maybe as they kind of thought they would, so they've just risen it by $5. So yeah, maybe I've talked my way out of being mad about that, but yeah, it's just not as good of a deal now. I obviously will keep it because I review games, and even if one game comes out a month that I need to review and I don't have to pay for it, it still makes sense for me. But for most people, they're not going to be playing every game that comes out. The other thing is they said there's 75 day one games coming out on Xbox. My big worry with that is that it's going to be full of like indie titles that have been on PC for years that are now just coming onto Xbox to fluctuate those numbers. And right now, if you go to the Xbox Game Pass on their website, there are 3 games available that say they're coming soon. Outer Worlds, Call of Duty, and Ninja Gaiden 4. Now, don't get me wrong, those are pretty good titles, and I'll get all 3 of them. So, I'll get 2 of them for the channel, so because we do shooting and racing games. But yeah, I just think for a lot of people, if you're not into the next Call of Duty and you don't really want Outer Worlds, it's like, well, maybe I don't really need this for a while. So I think you'll see a lot more people sort of cancel subscriptions and pick it up as they go along, instead of just like, oh yeah, it's fine, it's $20. I'll just let that come out, because I definitely get $20 worth. Even if you're playing one game at a time, it's still worth it. For me, it was like the old school. We didn't have Blockbuster in Australia. We had Video Easy and those sort of things. But during school holidays, they had $34 for the month. For the school holidays, it was a month, and you could just rent a video game from them at any point during that month. And just one at a time, and you just swap them out. And it was such a good thing, and that's what I kind of thought Game Pass was a little bit. And I know it's $35, but they had every single game was brand new, so it made sense, especially when you're a kid, because you got to try a lot of different things out when you didn't really have a lot of the money. Where Game Pass is more it's their ecosystem, it's not everything. But yeah. Anyway, that's where my thoughts are at. They do get some good games, like that Deep Rock Galactic Survivor's quite fun. That's currently on Game Pass, and that was day one once it got launched. So it's not all doom and gloom. I just think this sucks for the punter on the street, pretty much. And I just can't get over how scummy and gross this thing was. Just hearing the word premium did my head in, and hearing just the start of that video that Xbox released on this, just saying we listened to your feedback. It's I don't think you've listened to anyone, and you don't need to. They're one of the richest companies in the world, Microsoft. They don't need to listen to you. You aren't important to them. You're not even a line on a spreadsheet. That's how little you mean to Microsoft. So I hate the pandering in this marketing department. It was so yuck. I just can't stand any of this stuff. And it's right after the Tokyo Game Show where, the head of Xbox, Phil Spencer's up there and saying we care about the gamer. And You just have Phil Spencer come out as like, we care about the game, we care about you, and then it's like, this thing is like, oh, we changed the name to premium to reflect our feelings on it. Reflect our feelings of that it is really a premium service, and instead of core, it's essential now, and it's just like, oh, this is disgusting. But yeah, a lot less now for the money that you pay for. But, you know, they've disguised it by adding a bunch of bullshit to it that no one will use. So it's just like, yeah, okay, you know, I guess you get the $12 Fortnite subscription. And there might be someone that really gets maximum value out of this. I just don't think there's many of those people. I think, like, if you play Fortnite, I remember when I was playing PUBG, that was the only game I was playing at the time. So, you know, I would just subscribe to that thing instead of getting, like, the premium model. But anyway, that's where it's at. I mean, the other flip side to it was that, like, I used to pay $12 a month just to play online, so I guess it's $20 more and you get a bunch of games. Like I said, for me, like, it's still a no-brainer. It still makes sense, but I just think for, like, a lot of people, it won't make sense anymore, this, and I really just hated the marketing side of this. I just hate it. I just hated the fact, if you're an adult and you've ever been in a marketing room like I have, and it's just a bunch of nonsense, and you just know that there was so many of these terrible, like, I wanted to know how many meetings they had, how many hours were just given to the Grim Reaper on coming up with the premium title instead of essential. I would love to know. It's a lot. It is a lot. And they keep rebranding and changing their names, and there's a reason for that too. So you can't go back and go, well, how much was premium before? Because it didn't exist. So you can't now go back and, like, look at the price differences. But yeah, it's a model. Like, yeah, I know it sounds a bit silly, but yeah, it does work. So yeah, I just don't know. It rubbed me the wrong way, this one. Not so much the price rise. I mean, yeah, that sucks, but it was just like their messaging. Anyway, I'm listening to your feedback, so if you want to put something in the comment down below, put that in, and then I'll charge you $10 more a month because that's your feedback. Hit the like button because it sends it off to other people, and hit subscribe because we're just a little baby channel and we put a bit of effort into these videos. Like, if you look at the internet at the moment, it's a lot of people just saying this price rise sucks. Destin, if you haven't subscribed to him, he's a much bigger channel than me. He had a very good video on it, and he has actual opinions that he gives on these sort of things, and he kind of deep dived on a few things, but I just like to give like a rough opinion on things. So if that does interest you, hit subscribe. Otherwise, I do game reviews and play sessions with my brother. He won't be making videos for a little bit because he broke his shoulder. So yeah, so it's just going to be me on the channel for about 6 weeks, I think. But yeah, otherwise I will keep this on lockdown, daily videos, so we'll keep on keeping on. Anyway, I'm going to cut this up, get on out of here. My name is Brenton. This is RetalinLive. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. See you, and bye.